The first word that comes to mind with Wonya is enthusiasm. Powerhouse.
She's a very generous person. She's generous with her time, with her attention, with her advice, with her support.
From the early days of us in the Fenton dorm room, there was always enthusiasm with every way she approached every opportunity, and it was infectious.
I moved to Atlanta in 2002 as an intern in TNT marketing. And I'd always heard about her, but it was more like a mythical creature. Like, man, this Wonya woman sounds phenomenal. When I finally got the chance to interact with her, she became like an amazing mentor to me in so many ways. I would see her at events, or I would, boards that I would join, she had been on them for a long time and was really respected within the Atlanta marketing community. And so it was always a number of touch points through different lenses, connections through different people, but always the most wonderful personality, bright smile, and really welcoming, and always willing to give information and share as much as she could to help me become a better executive or employee or marketer.
With Wonya, it is never about Wonya. It is always about either the business or the individuals in the business being successful. And a lot of that comes from her optimism. And her optimistic view of the way businesses should succeed.
The hardest lesson I had to learn is to be patient and stay focused. Growing up in Atlanta in the late 60s, early 70s, it was still to some extent a segregated city when you looked at neighborhoods where people lived. But for me, there was a sense in my community that if you see it, you can be it. And really, there's nothing to hold you back. Don't get set back by the setbacks.
When I first, heard of Wonya and got to see her and meet her while at Turner, I was always in awe because there weren't many senior level women of color that were on the business side that were really doing things in different ways. And having that as an example to look up to, even as she transitioned or went over to other companies locally, she was always a woman in a position that I could aspire to be one day. Even now, very much on the boards that she serves on and the things that she does, I still look up to her in those same ways, but I always believe you can't be what you can't see. And I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to see Wonya in the roles that she's been in, so that one day I believe that I can be there as well. Over years, seeing her go from, being here in Atlanta and going to LA and working at Hallmark and making great strides in terms of diverse talent and all those things has been really inspirational for me.
Now, I didn't know a lot about the Hallmark Channel. I mean, all of us have watched the Hallmark movies. And I think that we have become very comfortable with the fact that there was really not much diversity in the Hallmark movies. There's gonna always be somebody on a white horse that runs over and saves the woman in distress, but you're not necessarily thinking about whether that person is white or black, etc. But in your mind, there's not a black person with that story per se. What Wonya did for the Hallmark Channel, and not in a very, I think, in-your-face manner, she talked about what are the characters that people need to see so that they could see themselves, not just being an observer of the opportunity that the Hallmark Channel makes for you to feel good, but to be a recipient of how the channel makes you feel. And she said to me, I think they need to diversify their characters, not just based on race and ethnicity, but on experiences that people have in this opportunity of love. And I think that's what she did.
The first advice I would give is you are more than deserving to be here. And the second piece of advice I would give is be uniquely you, because that value that you bring is unlike any other person on this earth. So always walk in your authenticity. Next for me is helping others achieve their next. Really working within the community to do so, but that's next for me.
If Wonya was standing in front of me right now, my words to her would be simply how proud I am of how she has continued to grow and to give based on her passion and understanding her purpose, and to not ever shy away from new things because they may be hard, but to push forward to them because you never know the impact that you're going to have creating opportunities for others. And she does that extremely well.
Personally, whenever I had a career question or an opportunity or, not knowing what was next for me in my career, she was always there to lend an ear, to give advice, or just to, share perspective based on her experiences, which has been incredibly helpful for me in my journey.
Congratulations, Rumi.
Congratulations, Wonya.
Wonya, on behalf of almost everybody I know and have ever worked with that has worked with you, we all would want to say congratulations to you on getting this really extraordinary and very well-deserved honor. Congratulations.